for you. Don't think you're ready for me either. I know you've been with her too long. It's okay, I'm just saying. What if she told you that she still likes you and she wants you to come back? Would you go and pretend like I'm nothing, although you want her, want her, want her? I need you back.
All right, Nick, we're going on now. Good morning and welcome to Duality. We are talking about crown chakra today. And before we get into the words and things, we're going to get into the sounds and vibrations. So I have one of the keepers of crown chakra on the phone with me right now, and she's going to play it for us. Nick, you with us?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Good morning.
Good morning. And in this moment, just allow yourself to close your eyes and breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth, and feel the vibration of crown. Thank you, Nick. Before you go, is there anything you'd like to say about crown?
I go beyond my limiting beliefs and accept myself totally. I am divinely guided and inspired. I am infinite and boundless. All right.
Thank you.
Of course.
So I learned today that if I have my live on with someone calling in, then it will not, you won't be able to hear me. So I'm just resetting up my live. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in on Instagram for your patience with not hearing anything. And yeah, so we're gonna get into crown chakra. So yeah, crown chakra. I can't believe we did 7 weeks of chakras already. That's wild to me. You know, it's been so consistent coming here at 10:30 every Wednesday. It's been really beautiful. And for it to kind of complete the series of crown is really beautiful and interesting. And yeah, so without further ado, crown chakra. Crown chakra is the chakra that connects us to the divine. Crown chakra is the purple and or white chakra. Sometimes you can even look at it as silver and gold to some people's depictions. Crown chakra is the connector to the divine, the thing that plugs us into the universe. It's like if the root connects us to the earth, then, and the below direction, then our crown chakra connects us to the ethers to the divine and to the above direction. So with that, it's kind of everything ethereal, right? It's the belief that we are a soul in a human body. It's the understanding that there's more than just flesh. It's the connector that's right above third eye, which third eye being all of these intuition and understandings that come through. Crown is the connection for that to happen. Crown is the connection for us to experience and receive spirit. It's also the place of just understanding oneself and understanding others. And it's also a space for presence. So when we're feeling disconnected from everyone, from ourselves, from source, and like kind of foggy mentally, like that's coming up in our crown chakra. That could show crown chakra blockages. And different things that you can do is bring breath work into that area and like focusing on breathing, and also using essential oils such as lavender, frankincense, myrrh, lighting smudge, everything prayer, everything, intention. If you're uncomfortable with the word prayer and you want to use something more of like intention and, ritual, whatever it is that you feel good about, whatever your belief system aligns with. Crown chakra is literally just like, we're not alone. We're not alone. There's as above, so below. And it's that deeper connection with the universe in which we live in. So with that, it brings in that kind of urgency and wanting to know, okay, like, all right, well, what's my purpose? What am I born to do? What am I here for? It brings that otherness, like, there is more to you than just a 9 to 5. There is more to you than just, fitting in these boxes and these molds that society kind of like formed for us. And, that sometimes our family, because of that and that passing down, have formed for us to be in these certain roles that may or may not be aligned with our purpose. And it doesn't mean that your career always has to be aligned with your purpose, or that or vice versa. Like, you could still pursue it in whichever way. Everyone has a unique experience in what and how they go about their purpose. And sometimes you need that regular 9 to 5 in order to fulfill your purpose. Sometimes that's the catalyst, something will happen there, or you'll meet someone there, or whatever it is. There isn't shortcuts, so trust the process. Crown chakra is all about trusting the process and trusting about what comes to you, and feeling really present in that. And of course, as predominantly logical dominated beings as we can be as humans, it's bringing in that balance of the feminine, of trusting the things that we can't really see. You don't always need to see it to believe it, especially when it comes to things that we can't explain. Even if you break it down and you are in the logical side of your brain, if you go into science, you go into quantum physics, you go into, gravity and all of these different things that still aren't completely understood, but you believe them, and you're taught certain things like that in school, and you could see certain things. Yes, like you can see a magnet go to each other, but do you see what's happening in between that? Like you can see, just as in the spirit realm, you can see things happen when you start to write down and manifest things, or, if you have a paranormal experience, or a experience with entities or spirit beings, or just spirit in general, where it's like, wow, I seen something move, the window's closed, the fan's not on, and you try to put logic to it, but like, that there was nothing that could have happened that could have did that. Like, it's about trusting that, as well as you trust the magnet hitting the other magnet, even though you don't see the actual pull. You could feel it the same way you can feel spirit, but like, do you believe yourself? You believe that you feel the magnetic pull because you learned it in school. But if you were taught in school to attune to the vibration of spirit and different entities around you in different dimensions in that way, would you believe that the same way you believe in gravity, the same way you believe in magnetic pulls? So it's just about understanding, and being open to these different things, being open to the different vibrations from you, and like becoming sensitive enough to feel these things as they arise, and finding your faith in whatever nook you find it in. If you believe, you know, if you believe in God, if you believe in Allah, if you believe in, you know, whatever you believe in, you believe in gods and goddesses, you know, whatever it is that you believe in is always going to be tied to your crown chakra. And the lack of belief system is that disconnect to the universe and disconnect to everyone else around you. And that could look like isolating. That could look like not wanting to believe in anything. And when we don't believe in anything greater than ourselves, we could kind of step in our own way with either thinking that we're bigger than others or smaller than others. There's never a balance when we don't think that there's something greater. Like, for example, if you tune into your root chakra and you know that there's something greater than you on this floor, and there's these bugs and there's these animals and there's mycelium that grows under, you know, the dirt and the roots of the trees, that are all these pathways and communication systems that are happening under our feet. Once you have that awareness, like, oh wow, we're not the only ones that communicate, and like they're pretty advanced. Matter of fact, like I feel kind of stupid just even reading about some mycology things. Like things about mushrooms especially are really, really, really intense, and they're such divine teachers. And that's in the below. You know, now in the above, there's so many other things and that we can attune to. It's like, are you gonna listen, and are you gonna view yourself as a creditable source? Everything doesn't have to be in a textbook, but if you really set your intention and are in alignment with your purpose, and you're keeping that prayer clear and clean, and you're doing it in a good way, like why wouldn't you be a person who can receive information? There's plenty of people throughout time that have been logged as receiving things from the universe, or just receiving this knowledge. Just, you know, these people that uncovered these discoveries, Leonardo da Vinci, like creating a helicopter way before anything like that was created. Like all of these things, it's like you're connecting with something. You're connecting whatever niche that you are and whatever attracts to you. And when you're connected with your crown chakra, you have that accessibility to build on that and to receive more and more. But are you going to listen? Are you going to allow it? Are you going to receive it? Or are you going to deny it, as like deem it as unworthy because it came from you? And that's where all of the other chakras come in, because you do your work with these chakras. You know, you sit, and like, even if it's not chakra system that you kind of, you know, align with, even if it's just like understanding the different organs and the different things within yourself, when you start building on these placements of like, okay, well, I feel secure within myself. Okay, well, I'm open to creating and destroying. I believe in myself. I am open to receiving love and giving love equally and healing. And I speak my truth, and I trust my intuition, and I am connected to the divine. Once you start building these things and creating a relationship with your body and your energy and all aspects that make you you, the more that you align with your crown chakra, the more that you align with all chakras. And it's just a matter of, you know, giving yourself space to hear yourself. Like, are you going to give yourself space to hear yourself? Are you going to give yourself space to listen to what's coming to you? Because you are more than capable of receiving messages, just as the next person. It's just a matter of you making space for that. That's what's the difference between you and a medium. The medium created space to hear spirit. You know, like, you have the accessibility to do that. You know, some people, I believe, in my personal experience in life and just witnessing and observing, I believe that people come into this world and this life, and sometimes they have more developed skills than others. You might be really great at numbers. Like, even before you were in school, you just could calculate numbers. You can remember them as a young child because maybe in a past life you were doing something and you achieved great success with numbers. You know, as, say, me, for example, like, I was a person of service in spirituality and medicine. In whatever way that translated in this lifetime, I was accessible to these gifts at an earlier age. It doesn't mean that you with numbers are not accessible to the same thing that I'm accessible with. It's just a matter of, are you going to put in that work? The same way if I put in the work to focus on, okay, I'm going to be a mathematician or whatever the case is, like it's going to take a little bit for me, but it's not impossible, you know, and the same way and vice versa. So it's just the limitations that are in our brain, the limitations that are in our mind, like that is all blocked crown chakra, or like, you know, just needing to give it more attention. Rather, I don't like using the word blocked necessarily because I don't want you to ever feel stunted. When we become present to kind of like a clog of energy in a certain area where we don't feel fluidity flowing, you know, just like through these areas, we stop, pause, and realize like, well, do I set too many limiting beliefs for myself? Do I not believe that I can do anything? Because you can do anything. Like the only thing that stops you from doing it is you know? So it's just a matter of sitting and giving yourself space to believe in yourself, to trust yourself, to walk in that purpose, to speak your truth, to utilize all of your chakras. Like your crown chakra is that vehicle to then, after doing the work, you know, you don't have to like do it in any particular order. I sure did it backwards just naturally. I felt a lot more comfortable in the upper chakras, and as of recent I've done a lot more work in the lower chakras, needing to ground myself so that I can, you know, bring what comes up here down, because for a long time, you know, I have all this stuff up here and I wouldn't be able to bring it down. But doing things such as creating a consistency of doing this weekly and doing other routines that I do within my own home and within my own life helps me to bring from the crown chakra down to the root chakra and down to the three-dimensional realm in which we live in. Because, you know, if you're getting into the dimensions and stuff, crown chakra could be fifth, could be, you know, view peaks into the fourth. There's so many different theories. I don't like to get caught up in words because there's no need to try to verbalize things that we don't even have words for. You know, it's like, how do you describe things that are feelings that the English language doesn't have applicable like sentences and statements that can provide actual clarity on what it is? It's all about experience. So being open to that experience, being, you know, opening your mind up. And, you know, they say that when you have an overactive crown chakra, it could look like mania, where you are, you know, kind of manic or doing things a little, like a little bit a lot, you know, and if you're feeling like completely shut off from your crown chakra, that you're more like, nah, I don't believe that, nah, I don't see that. And it's like, pay attention to whatever you have strong resistance to, because if you have strong resistance to something, then there's something that's trying to be shown there, and there's something that can be uncovered. So if you give yourself that opportunity to sit with yourself, to meditate, to do things like that, you know, crown chakra, wear all white, use that as a vehicle. When you wear all white, it's funny because I had a resistance to wearing all white for a long time. I was like, why do I have to wear all white? I don't understand, you know, and now I have a deeper understanding of it. Many cultures do this, many belief systems, many religions. And my personal summary that I've kind of came up with is like, when you wear white, you're very mindful of where you sit, where you lean, what you're doing. If I'm drinking tea, am I going to just drink my tea? No, I'm going to like take a sip. I'm going to be present with that, right? I'm going to be present with if I'm having coffee because I don't want to stain. So it's like you're mindful of what you're allowing onto you, as opposed to when you're wearing darker colors, you'll lean on a dirty wall, won't even think about it because you don't see it. It doesn't mean it's not there, right? It doesn't mean it's not there, but you won't see it the way you'll see it when you wear white. When you wear white, you're like, you see everything. Also, white on like color level, it expels everything, so nothing can like attach to you, as opposed to darker colors. Like if you look at it like the sun, right? The sun in a black color or like a dark blue or dark purple, like it'll absorb it. You'll be warm, you'll be hot in the summer. That's why they're like, oh, wear light colors, because it doesn't absorb it. There's the same thing energetically if you think about it. So now if I'm going into a space where I want to be in my own energy and I don't really want to absorb anyone's energy, I'm going to wear light colors, or I'm going to wear white because it's going to expel everything else. So it's a vehicle, it's a technology, and that is very crown chakra oriented. And also wearing, you know, different head wraps, you know, covering your crown, not letting anyone touch your hair, not letting anyone touch your head. These are things that I have a deeper understanding with now, just like understanding people's intentions, and that even people might not have the best, like they might not even have bad intentions, but they don't know the purpose of what they're doing it for. So when you don't know the purpose of what you're doing it for, you can still be draining. We store all of our energy in our hair. Be very mindful with who you allow to touch your hair and do your hair and work with you, or just even if it's like, oh, I like your hair, like, you know, it's a boundary. It's a boundary, and it should be respected on all levels and all layers, all cultures, all belief systems, all genders, everything. It's like not just women should have to experience this. Men too should. It's a boundary. And with women, it's just deeper tied to like more religious things and why women and our hair is so sacred. It's extensions of our crown. We're real life avatars. You know what I mean? Like, our hair is a connection to the divine. This is an extension of our crown chakra, which is soaring and connecting ourselves to the universe and to everything greater than what we can even grasp or understand. And when we cover our head, we protect ourselves from unwanted energy that we may not be super present to in the moment, when we can be picking up on things, and it could be entering our head, and we can be kind of feeling and responding to things that aren't even ours. And when we start being present to that, you'll see a lot of people with their head wrapped for certain reasons. There's like, for in African tradition, women wear their head wrapped all the time too, and for many different reasons. And that's just a beautiful tradition that has stayed with it. You know, you look at different Muslim beliefs too, like when women have their hair wrapped. You look at, you know, Jewish belief systems where women wear wigs and you don't even get to see their hair, you know, because it's sacred and it's for them, it's for their family. And there's all these different cultures, and it's like, well, why do they do that? Like, why are we all doing the same thing? What are these reoccurring things that come from all these different cultures, and why are we not paying attention and drawing a line and creating that link? You know, there's something there. So especially when you're practicing, especially when you're a person who's energetically sensitive to other people, and you realize you're more energetically sensitive. A lot of times people that are I don't like to throw the word empath around, since how like much it's said nowadays, but people who are energetically sensitive and that can't distinguish what is their energy and other people's energy, I highly recommend you to take that time to sit with yourself and be alone as much as you possibly can to understand what your energy is, so that when you step into any other space and do anything anywhere else, you can be like, wait, no, that's not mine. Oh, no. Oh, okay, there was a person that was here. Oh, okay, yeah, I feel that. That's not mine. Okay, there's a person. I stepped into that room, and there's a person sitting there, and they feel angry. That's not my anger, because I didn't come in here with that. You know, and you could shake it off rather than carrying it, rather than moving with it. Because then when you move with it, you're taking ownership for something that's not even yours. And now you have not only your own shit, not only your ancestral stuff, not only everything else that's connected to you. And let's not even go into the fact that if you have energetic cords with people that you've slept with, now we're taking all of that into account. Now the person that you bumped into the deli that was having a bad day, you're taking on all of their stuff too. It's not something that you want to do. It's just not something you want to do. For yourself, and these different techniques that you can use by wrapping your head and by wearing white and being mindful of your mind, body, soul, spirit, and walking as one with all facets of yourself, and giving yourself space to be you and everything and every way that looks like. And when you do that, you can really connect. And then there's moments where you'll see different things where it's like you'll have these messages, or, you know, in different spaces, like say you go into a Catholic church, right? not Catholic church, Christian church. And, you know, people say that they get touched by the Holy Ghost, right? You go into these other ceremonies where people go mantao. You go into these other things where you see people that could look like a possession, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. When you get touched by spirit, sometimes it's like, you know, you just gotta trust and surrender and go with it. And, you know, if you know that you're in a good space and you've been praying on, you know, your good intentions, and, you know, everybody might have a different belief system, and especially in this is a very sensitive topic, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to talk about it, because I'm going to speak my truth on it from my own life experience, from witnessing, from receiving, and from also just having a very deep interwoven relationship with this particular topic, and understanding that a lot of times people want to acquire that power to receive that, but don't do the work, or they are maybe just not their role. Like, maybe you're really grounded and you're supposed to really hold it down for people that do that. Did you ask those people that receive spirit if they actually want to? Sometimes it's scary. Sometimes, all the time, most of the time. And do they actually want to have that gift, or is that just what was bestowed upon them? Normally, when you realize, what I've realized is that most people who have a certain particular gift are afraid of it. And that's what most of the time I know, like, it's really real. Naturally, when you get older and more years around the sun and more understanding good teachers, good support system within yourself first and also around you, you can get more comfortable with receiving things. When you're working with people spiritually, really tune into yourself and understand, do I know myself? Do I trust myself? Okay. If I do, and I'm listening to somebody and it feels off, it feels played, feels pretend, like, trust that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that person is not the person that you should be aligned with or resonating with. Maybe you're supposed to see that because you're supposed to understand that opposition. Maybe that's your own shadows coming up and trying to make you not believe in something that's real. But it's up to you to discern that. Like, I will never pitch someone and be like, yo, I'm the real deal, da 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 da. Like, it's, you resonate with me or you don't. You can make up your own opinion. I'm gonna tell you nothing. That's you. You know, that's not me. I don't have time or space to sit here and try to prove myself to anyone. You can just be, and that's for everybody. You just have to be you and do you. Operate in your own energy field, and whatever and whoever is for you will come. You don't have to demand power when you actually have it. You command it because you know it's already yours. You know it's already yours. So you're like, oh, okay, like, like, you know, like, hey, like, I want to, you know, step into this facet of myself. And it's not like egoic in the sense like, oh, okay, well, I'm super powerful and I can call upon power. It's like, no, we all have this accessibility. Just because I'm starting to believe in myself doesn't mean that I think I'm better than anybody. Just because someone else believes in themselves doesn't mean that they think that they're better than anybody. And then there are people that genuinely do, but then don't pay attention to them. Because if you don't like something, don't give it no attention. You know, you can acknowledge it. You don't got to dissociate from it. Acknowledge it. Okay, why does this make me feel that way? Oh, okay, because I don't align with it. Or, oh, because it brings up this in me. Okay, cool. And you keep pushing. You start focusing on things that you want to manifest and bring into your space. Keep around you what you want to bring into your space and your reality. You know, if you align with certain people, and, you know, in this day and age especially, we can't be around people all the time. So it's like, but if they have a service or if they have a company, like, support it. You know what I mean? Support it and do that full-heartedly when if you resonate with it. And if you don't, then don't do it and don't pretend to. And that's just with everything. That goes with everything, and that goes with integrity, with everything. And I believe that the people who get these gifts bestowed upon them, not only does it come from our past lives and what we've done and the work that we've done in previous lifetimes, but it also has to do with the integrity. Like, are we ready to receive this? Like, if you think you want something, like, ask yourself, am I actually ready to receive this? Like, if I want, I don't know, like the love of my life to walk into my life right now. You know, am I ready to be loved in that way? Am I ready to love that person in that way? Or am I still really focusing on myself where I can't even hold that space for that at this moment? It's like, if you're not ready for that, be sure that you're mindful of what it is you're praying. Maybe focus on something, a goal for you. Like, I want to achieve happiness on my own without depending on anyone or anything for it. Cool. Now focus on that and like start giving yourself that and start following through with that. And then you can make space to receive these blessings. So make sure when you pray for things, you also pray for the capacity to receive it and the divine timing of it. You might pray for it. It might come in 3 years. It might come in 10 minutes. You don't know because you're not the deciding factor. If you were you kind of are the deciding factor. This is kind of contradictory statement. You are the deciding factor. So just prep yourself. But you're not the ultimate person who's going to decide in that exact moment consciously. You know, like you will decide, well, you can be. You see, I'm contradicting myself even in this conversation. It's like, because we do have that much power. You know, as above, so below. You know, the God in which you believe in and the great spirit creator that which you believe in is also the great spirit and creator that you are. Now, it doesn't mean that you are high and mighty better than anyone else. We're all equal. We are all equal, you know, aho matakias, and like we are all equal. The Lakota prayer is so beautiful for that meaning. It's like the Star Nation, the Rock Nation, the people, the human nation, the two-legged, the four-legged, the spirit nation, everybody, we are all equal. I'm equal to the piece of lettuce as I am to this table, as I am to you, as I am to myself, as I am to the spirits that are around me in the other realm. That's my belief system. You know what I mean? And I don't believe that anything is truly better unless it's out of balance, or it seems that it is, you know? So it's like either you're putting someone or something on a pedestal or they're doing that. So that's not in balance. So then that's not harmonious and that's not equal. So yeah, I just want to tune in to see the comments. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Wow, there's a lot of people. Thank you so much for everybody's messages. And, you know, I apologize now or at any point if you do write either here or here. And I don't say it when I do speak. It just kind of comes through. And before I go and before I get off this call, I want to pull a few cards for everybody that's tuned in a good way. I pray, Great Spirit, to align and connect with all the people that need to receive any messages from any of these decks and bless them and clear them from any energy other than the energy that is needed right now. What is the thing that we all need to surrender to today, Wednesday, November 18th? Surrender comparisons with other people. Keep your eyes trained on yourself. Focus on your own strength, attractiveness, and power. That's a really, really, really good card. You know, this in particular, like something that I always say is like there's no such thing as competition because no one can be you. No one can be me. No one can be them. There is just no such thing as it. It's an illusion. It's a construct that has been created to pin us against each other when in all reality, the more we amplify each other's voices and hear our individuality as well as our similarities within each other, we can understand like, oh, wow, I like your medicine. We all come to this earth with different medicine, right? You go to, how many nail salons are right next to each other? How many hair salons are right next to each other? Yeah, you could look at that as competition, but they're still like, Sally's still going to go to that place while Tina's still going to go to that one. Like you don't decide like who is going to resonate with you. You just be you and then people will resonate with you. So there's no reason for you to ever look at somebody and be like, oh, I'm going to take that from that person. Oh, I'm going to take that from that person because I like that and people like that about them, so I'm going to suck this dry. Like, no, find out what works for you. Because I guarantee if you try to be anyone else but yourself, you're just going to tax yourself. You're just going to look stupid doing it. You're going to hate yourself for it. And you're going to just provide yourself in a deeper hole to like hinder you from actually becoming yourself. And I'm sorry if that's harsh, but that's just how I feel about it. And I just think it's important for, you know, you to hear it straight out like that because it's that important for you to be you. You are literally born to be yourself. Why would you ever try to be anyone else? I understand why. Because survival techniques, things we learned when we're younger, people pleasing, trying to accommodate everybody and everything. I get it. No, I get it. Like I've done it. I've been it. I work really hard to not continuously be in that space, because that's innately, like, I feel like what I've been naturally prone to do given my own life experiences. So do you have the courage to be yourself is really the question. Like, do you have the courage to dig deep, understand, want to know you the way you want to know others, or whatever it is that you're interested in, and really amplify your own voice and really be that person for yourself and shine light on you and all the things that you're great at, and even talk about the things that you're not so great at. But you did it. You talked about it. No one's exposing you. You're exposing yourself. You're like, hey, I'm really good at this, but I'm not so good at that. Me personally, I'm not great at spelling. I'm really not great at grammar. I could talk all day long, but like, if I'm gonna try to write something down, you're gonna be like, what? If you looked at my notes right now, you'd be like, I don't understand what that means. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Because I still love myself for that aspect of it. It's like this humanly stuff of like doing this. It doesn't come natural to me. Like, and then naturally it does, like, because I'm still human, right? But other things do come natural to me, like, you know, especially like feeling things deeply, understanding, identifying what I'm feeling, and the root of that is like something that I'm really good at, you know. And find what you're really good at, you know, find out what your medicine is, because the longer that you wait, the more you're depriving people of experiencing your medicine, and you're depriving yourself of experiencing your medicine. And you know, that term is like, get a dose of your own medicine could get thrown around as a negative thing, but what if it's a good thing? What if your medicine tastes like honey, you know, and it's the sweetest thing you've ever had? What if it's literally the solution to everything you've ever wanted? Observe. Be mindful. Pay attention. Pay attention to things that are happening around you. Because sometimes we pray for signs, but then we ignore them. We pray for signs and then we ignore them. So if you're looking for a sign, maybe that was it. Pay attention. Pay attention to things around you. If you're praying for a light to flicker for you to know if it's yes or no, you might not get it like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're this urgency of this, like, forcing something, you know. But if you just allow yourself to take a breath and you feel the way the wind hits you on the left side and you're like, wow, this feels really good, I should go this way. Now you're learning the language of the universe. You're returning back to nature, nature being yourself, as well as nature outside. You know, something that my elder always says, and shout out to you, shout out to Joe for that, you know. And it's really important that we do that we return back to ourselves, we return back to nature, because that's how we're gonna heal. That's how we're gonna fix this stuff, this mess that we're in, right? That's how we're gonna do it. Earth and water creates the foundation for new growth. A fresh start is coming, new opportunities. Nurture your idea, harvest the abundance. So right now we're still in the remnants of a new moon. So everything that we've been thinking, or if you avidly participated in the new moon, you know, writing them down and, like, you know, prepping for those new things you want to encourage in your life. If you're not familiar with the moon phases, and that we were just in a new moon on Saturday night, Sunday morning, really, like early in the morning. The energy of that is like, you know, where you plant the seeds, like farmers would plant the seeds during a new moon. And what seeds are you planting? What do you want to grow? After all these things come and go, what is it that you want to grow? We're stepping into the winter. Winter is the new moon phase of the year, right? As if the fall is the, like, wanting stage, or the stage of the moon leaving full and going into new. The dying stage, the letting go stage, the grief space. And then we're stepping into winter, which is like, all right, well, what do I want to manifest in the spring? What do I want to come up then? You know? So paying attention to what it is that we're speaking into existence at this time and moment, so that we know when we receive it, like, oh, wait, I was talking about that October and November, and now I'm receiving it. Am I ready for it? You know, and just pray to be ready for these things, you know, and focus on your emotions and what you feel in your physical body. Where are you storing any physical, where are you storing any emotional traumas and things of that sort in your physical body? You know, like, put movement into it. It's so important to put movement. You know, speaking of movement, Zumba on Wednesdays now at House 17. If you're interested in that, I can give you the contact for Elva, and it's going to be limited, but we're going to be here. And also, I will be hosting meditation at Hub 17 every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. So if you're interested in that, please let me know as well. And it starts tonight. So now to wrap up this podcast and to wrap up this beautiful conversation I've had, even though I'm looking at myself and I'm talking to myself, I'm also talking to you guys, and your feedback and your energy is felt, and things that are being said because you're here. And if you weren't here, certain things wouldn't be said. So understand that you're a big participation of this. Even if you're not physically in front of me, you're energetically in front of me. So thank you for your presence. Thank you to all the people on Facebook. Thank you to all the people that are on my Instagram Live. And thank you to all the people that will listen to this podcast on any stream and all streams that it is on, and to the future YouTube channel. Like, thank you all for being present with me in this moment while I'm present with myself and whatever is coming. So what is it that we need to do self-care for ourselves? What is it that we should be tuning in to and nurturing ourselves with? Building strength. So doing something physical. If you like to dance, dance. If you like to work out at the gym, go work out at the gym. You like to do yoga, do yoga. Build some strength. And I feel like it's beyond just physical. Yes, physical. Build some strength. Needed. Absolutely. But also build some strength emotionally. Build some strength mentally. Build some strength physically. How do you do that? Consistency. Discipline. That's how you do that. You stay consistent. You stay disciplined. Same thing if you're like doing like these brain games and when you create these habitual behaviors. Like if you... there was a quote I read. I think I just posted it actually. It was like, with new goals comes new habits. New habits are required for new goals, right? And with all these things that you're thinking of, all of these goals that you're setting for yourself, what new habits must you have? What strengths are you going to be needed to build? Where and what does that look like for you? You know? So thank you to everybody who's tuned in everywhere. I appreciate each and every one of you for being yourself. And I encourage you to continue to unravel your own medicine so that we can all get to see it, maybe experience it if we have the privilege, and just to know that it's happening provides happiness within my being enough. So thank you all, and hope you have a great day. See you next Wednesday.